This is Scott Becker with the Becker Private Equity Podcast. Today's discussion is, why has the U.S. avoided a recession? And the answer to this question, why the U.S. has avoided recession, is relatively simple. So there's been all these discussions that the Fed raises rates as much as they do, and they've risen up to where we've got a Fed funds rate of, I think, 550, 575 basis points, which is an incredibly high rate by historical standards. Tremendous interest rates over the last few years to try and fight inflation. Inflation finally coming under control. But the question becomes, with those rates so high, why have we not had a recession? And the real answer is, we've artificially avoided a recession by keeping growth going through a lot of deficit spending. A great article on this in Yahoo Finance today, about $5 trillion in excess deficit spending over the last 3 years. And of course, with that much excess spending, until that catches up with you, you're going to avoid a recession, because that's adding artificially a few points of growth to the economy every year. Without that growth, we're probably closer to a recession or in a recession. The thing that's happened is, as interest rates have completely gotten so high, mortgages are going so high, what's really happened is the home market has stopped. So you don't have a situation where people are having to, some will have to refinance, but people aren't buying houses at those higher mortgage rates. So it's not yet impacted a lot of people's borrowing costs, at least in terms of home ownership. You have seen inflation in the housing market. In fact, pending home sales are at a 20-year low, a 25-year low, the lowest since about 1999. The third thing that's happened is consumers have continued to binge on debt. And again, like everything else, sooner or later that catches up to us. So we've not had a recession now. As long as we keep on deficit spending, and until we go broke, we keep on doing it. The government's now spending $1 trillion plus, 15 to 25% of their budget on interest each year. So sooner or later that catches up to you. Consumers also have $1 trillion plus in credit card debt. And again, sooner or later that catches up with you too. Again, thank you for listening. The answers to why we've avoided the recession are relatively simple. We've had ridiculous deficit spending that sooner or later will catch up to us. Thank you for listening to the Becker Private Equity and Business Podcast. I hate to be so negative. It sounds such a negative Nelly, but I do view this as the true reason why we've avoided a recession, and at least that's what Yahoo Finance says as well. Thank you for listening. Anytime you have a comment or question, text me, 773-766-5322. Also, feel free, buy our book on Amazon, Blocking and Tackling, 60 Keys to Building a Business, Managing Your Money. Lessons I've learned over the years, some good, some bad, but I hope you enjoy it. Thank you for listening.